Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5.
3 culprits have been tracked down by police following a package theft case out of West Fargo. The 3 were caught on camera stealing packages in the Lake Crest neighborhood on Sunday. When the homeowner posted the videos on social media, others in the area said they also had packages stolen the same day, wondering if the same people are responsible. Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Bailey Hurley talked with the victim, as well as others in the area who say they're not surprised porch pirates are hitting their neck of the woods. It's a story you'll only see here on Valley News Live.
It shouldn't be happening. People shouldn't be doing that. That's pretty low.
Neighborhoods usually get hit by porch pirates around the holidays, not the middle of June. But that's exactly what happened here Sunday afternoon. The victim didn't want to talk with me on camera, but said inside his deliveries were some tools and parts for his lawnmower.
It's terrible that it's happening anywhere, and it's real nerve-wracking having it happen in this neighborhood.
Holzer lives about a block away from where it all happened, and he says the thefts aren't that surprising.
We see the delivery trucks run through the neighborhood constantly, so anyone that's driven through the neighborhood has probably noticed.
Holzer says he and his family are almost always home, not only watching out for their deliveries, but for everyone else in the neighborhood as well.
Make sure no one's running up to grab them, and because we know there's an issue with it, and if we see one dropped off, we just kind of make sure, and if we know the people are out of town, we'll pick it up for them.
Holzer added he even has family members who send their mail to his house just to make sure it's in good hands. But if that's not an option for you, police say another good idea is to ship your packages to where you work, so something like this doesn't happen to you. In West Fargo, Bailey Hurley, Valley News Live.
An 18-year-old Yoral Taylor was arrested in the case along with 2 juvenile boys. Taylor has been booked for criminal conspiracy and for an unknown offense in Cass County. New information tonight surrounding a fatal hit and run in Becker County. Authorities say 27-year-old Michael Joe Tibbetts is the man that died following a crash between a UTV and a car. And now police are asking for your help finding the driver responsible. It happened Monday around 7 on County Road 158 in Maple Grove Township. Deputies with the Becker County Sheriff's Department say when they arrived on scene, the driver of the car had already fled. Officials say Tibbetts was unresponsive and later died at a Fargo hospital. The sun is shining now, but some of you will be seeing isolated thunderstorms going into tonight. Let's see who can expect those storms in your no-wait weather with Hutch, who's outside enjoying the warm weather right now. Hutch.
Thanks so much, Melanie, here in South Fargo. I got to tell you, the weather absolutely delightful here, and the vast majority of us will enjoy the same conditions as we go through the evening. Just a couple thunder showers will be possible this evening. A quick look at the radar shows that the best chance of that will be up near the international border. Once again, in the far south, we have a couple of clouds as well. But in that Lake of the Woods area, in Roseau County area, that's where I expect to have the best chance at seeing some showers and storms. Temperature-wise, it's warm out here, mid-80s as forecast here in the Red River Valley, and a lot of 80s elsewhere as well. Very summer-like on this midweek day. Your hour-by-hour planner for this evening, get out and enjoy light winds, temperatures in the 80s for at least 4 more hours or so before we dip down into the 70s right around or just after sunset tonight. Grand Forks, same thing goes. A lot of sunshine, light winds, and temperatures that will hold in the 80s through the dinner hour and beyond. Coming up here in a bit, we'll talk about just how warm we're going to get as a small heat wave, and I guess we could call it a humidity wave, pushes its way into the valley as well. So I'll have details on that, but first I want to introduce you to this week's winner. And it is Bruce Burt. Bruce, here at South Fargo, where did you sign up to win?
At Cashwise Foods on 13th Avenue in Fargo in the meat section.
Okay, very good. And who's this hungry and wild bunch you have sitting behind us here? Who'd you invite?
Well, I got some friends and some family here today.
Well, nothing beats that. Cashwise makes it easy to bring all the goodies. They even cook the steaks, so make sure you get to the store. It's in the meat department, and maybe we'll be in your backyard coming up in the upcoming weeks. But for now, back into the studio for you. I'll have details on that extended forecast here in just a few moments.
Okay, thank you, Hutch. A Jamestown man is facing charges of reckless endangerment after police say he fired a gun inside his home earlier today. Police were called to the home around 1 on a report of a suicidal man. When authorities arrived, they saw a shot was fired inside the home and called for backup. Eventually, the man left the home and walked to a nearby building. 24-year-old Garrett Johnson was then arrested for suspicion of carrying a concealed weapon, discharging a weapon in city limits, and reckless endangerment. He was taken to the hospital for an evaluation and has not yet been booked in jail. A 34-year-old Moorhead man is facing assault charges after court records say he punched someone and then lit fireworks in his apartment, causing the whole building to be evacuated. The incident happened Sunday morning at the Bright Sky Apartments on 3rd Avenue in Moorhead. Court records say someone who works at the apartment called police after Michael Mikolu hit him in the face. As police tried to arrest Mikolu, they say he kept trying to go back in the building. Police believe a firework was lit in his unit, causing the fire alarms to go off. Mikolu later told police he blacked out and admitted to having fireworks. The parents of a 5-year-old Minnesota boy who was thrown from a 3rd-floor balcony at the Mall of America say their son remains in intensive care. In an update on their GoFundMe page, the parents of 5-year-old Landon say he has had more than 15 medical procedures, including surgeries for 2 broken arms and a broken leg, facial and skull fractures, and removal of his spleen. He was thrown nearly 40 feet to the ground by Emmanuel Aranda, who was sentenced to 19 years in prison earlier this month for attempted first-degree murder. The 2020 presidential campaign enters a new phase this week as 20 declared Democratic hopefuls face off in their first primary debate in Miami. Here's how they were chosen. They had to earn at least 1% support in 3 separate polls over the past 6 months or receive donations from at least 65,000 people across 20 states. The Democratic National Committee then randomly split the qualifying candidates into 2 groups of 10. Amy Klobuchar made the cut and will debate tonight. KVLY's Washington Bureau Chief Jacqueline Policastro has a preview.
You put all of their pictures together, you can see just how big a group of 20 candidates actually is. That means Senator Amy Klobuchar needs to stand out in the crowd. She's the candidate who is authentically from the Midwest. Amy Klobuchar announced her run for the White House in the middle of a snowstorm. And now she's taking on a flurry of candidates.
The advantage she has is that she's Minnesota, which is right next door to Iowa, so people in Iowa are going to understand her a little bit more.
Our chief national political analyst, Greta Van Susteren, says Klobuchar comes across as a real person, and that's a real asset.
She can talk to people, and I think that helps her and helps her connect. And I think that's a very important thing on debates is who's like I am.
Get used to seeing these candidates because the official nominee won't be chosen until July 2020, and that's more than a year away. In the Washington News Bureau, I'm Jacqueline Policastro.
Coming in September, Greta Van Susteren will provide in-depth analysis on KVLY every Sunday. Full Court Press with Greta Van Susteren shines a spotlight on the local impact of national politics. The show premieres Sunday, September 8th. 3 people were rescued Tuesday morning on Black Duck Lake, northeast of Bemidji. Officials say the call came in just after 6:30 regarding a boat spinning in circles and 3 people in the water. The individuals were rescued by other boaters before emergency crews could get there. No one was injured, and alcohol is not believed to be involved. Former NDSU Bison football players are gathering at this hour at Newman Outdoor Stadium for a benefit softball game. It's being spearheaded by Philadelphia Eagle quarterback and NDSU alum Carson Wentz. Wentz has been busy during his short return to Fargo. Valley News Team's Courtney Lockie caught up with him at a morning youth football camp.
Still try to work your ball security. Still try to work your ball security. Run back inside.
We've all heard the saying, small town, big dreams. It holds true for Carson Wentz. 250 kids piled into the Sanford Health Athletic Complex at NDSU to catch a glimpse of the star and learn a little bit about his favorite game.
Turn, run back, turn, run back, turn, run back. Set. Ready, go.
Oh, that's a tackle right there. Attaboy. I love it.
Wentz says the biggest emphasis for the day was making sure the kids had a good time.
For me, it's always just to tell them to dream big, and not let circumstances and anything else in life kind of hold them back or anything like that.
He said he loves working these camps and seeing all the kids so excited. He says it wasn't too long ago he was that kid in the stands.
It's always cool. It's always humbling to. We're all young right now, but seeing all the 11 jerseys, both NDSU and the Eagles jerseys, it's super humbling to know I was that kid.
As far as playing in the NFL, Wentz says it just goes to show it doesn't matter who you are or where you come from. If you can play, you can play.
I would just always tell myself to just keep dreaming big. That's probably been one of the biggest messages, just because being from North Dakota, people want to write you off. I was undersized for a while, and then I grew quite a bit. So people always want to just write you off and tell you what you can't do, and I always just want to say, believe in myself and what I believe I can do.
Although he's always in football mode, he's excited to get back into focusing on training for the season. He added that he is feeling good and healthy. In Fargo, Courtney Lockie, Valley News Live.
Stick around. We'll have more on tonight's benefit softball game coming up on Valley News Live at 6.